Why everyone forgot about Vivo? To be honest, I even forgot about Vivo sometimes. But I brought that question up to myself like a long time ago. I was like, music videos don't got that aesthetic no more. Music videos don't got that Vivo check mark in their fucking videos to let it be known that it wasn't just a regular video. It's music. It's stamped by the official Vivo company. I don't know. When I stopped seeing it, I'm like, yeah, music videos, people just throw whatever out there. But hey, this is why everyone forgot about Vivo by 1111. Shout out to bro.
How many times have you ever seen a music video from your favorite artist and wondered what How many times have you ever seen a music video from your favorite artist and wondered what this tiny little logo is in the bottom left corner?
A million
Or why
times.
for over a decade, every major artist had this same mysterious word attached to their name. Justin
Facts.
Bieber Vivo, Taylor Swift Vivo, Rihanna Vivo.
Mhm.
What even is Vivo anyway? Secretly powered by the three biggest record labels, Vivo once had plans to totally reshape music. However, in reality was a company fighting an impossible battle behind the scenes. And as we're about to reveal, what happened to Vivo can all be traced back to one crucial mistake. Short for video evolution, you'd think that a company with a name like this would have no problem staying up on the latest trends. But yet, before we learn the one mistake which ultimately erased their platform, first we need to start by explaining Vivo's basic concept. What does Vivo actually do?
We premiere literally dozens of new videos every day, every week. We're ultra premium. We're not trying to be all things to all people. We're not trying to be the place that any independent artist can upload a video. We're focusing on professionally created, premium, high quality videos. We work with all of the major music companies.
This right here is Vivo's founding CEO, who
Okay.
certainly wasn't lying about the company's industry connections. A former executive himself at Universal, what a lot of people aren't aware of is this. Vivo was initially founded as a partnership between two of the industry's most powerful record labels, Universal Music Group and Sony, with one shared goal in mind: more money. And their strategy to
Obviously.
get there, build a new go-to streaming platform for high-quality music videos. Basically, think of Vivo's original concept as similar to that of Netflix or Hulu, but only for music videos instead of movies and TV.
So we're
Makes
trying
sense.
to build a better experience for the fan. We're trying to bring more revenue and more return back to artists, songwriters, and companies that own music or have access to music.
Back in this era
How?
of the old iPhone 3 days for reference, both technology and music were undergoing massive
Oh my
shifts.
God.
And although Spotify and Apple Music were still years away, by 2009, the days of music videos airing on MTV were already long gone. Thus, ignoring the fact that YouTube already had a 4-year head start on them, and way more traffic, in 2009 these major labels decided to all band together and challenge the Google-owned giant. Keep in mind that YouTube was still very early in their
I was thinking that like the way dude was saying it, it sounded like bro was just trying to make his own YouTube without it being called YouTube. And instead of being just like how YouTube is, where anybody can upload videos and do whatever they do, this is just for music only from major labels and major artists, which is like that's why he was just saying nonstop. This is premium quality. This is high quality. This is top tier. Blah, blah, blah. Like what? I guess.
monetization days. But of course, being greedy record labels, naturally they felt that they deserved a much larger cut than what YouTube had been paying.
First
Crazy.
of all, congratulations, Mr. Krabs.
Hello.
I like money.
Believing that they could charge higher ad rates themselves if they started their own platform, essentially these big labels took their ball and went home. Just not without copying YouTube's UI in the process.
See,
However, while not even a decade later their website would shut down forever, at least at first, Vivo's gamble had appeared to pay off.
VEVO is on a roll. The music video platform is helping some of the industry's biggest names make money in a way that wasn't possible just a few years ago.
Thanks to multi-platinum releases like Kanye West's Runaway and its short film via VEVO, as well as the company's own short-lived VEVO News.
That was a
which
thing?
was a series of exclusive interviews next to artists.
Hey, my name is Carly Rae Jepsen, and I've been detected on VEVO.
There's a Lil Wayne verse on a Mario remix, the "Crying Out for Me" remix. That I was when I heard that, and still to this day, I still don't understand like how he pieced that together.
By 2012, VEVO had literally grown into the second largest web video property on the entire internet. Obviously second, still behind YouTube. But with that said, despite VEVO's CEO at one point minutes away from suing YouTube over payment disputes, clearly the two sides were able to patch the relationship up, going on to agree to a new distribution deal. A deal which was said to be a win-win for both sides.
Let's see.
Was that really true? You see, in addition to granting VEVO partnered artists special new channels incorporated right into YouTube, hence this answers why we saw countless channels add VEVO onto the end of their usernames, such as Lil Wayne or One Direction. Allowing their music videos to simultaneously publish, though, on YouTube through this new deal not only launched VEVO's numbers to the moon, but on the business side of things, also gave record labels those higher revenue splits that they were looking for.
Money
I've been
hungry.
deadass reminiscing about the times when I used to pull up to my cousin's crib, just watch hella VEVO YouTube videos, like just back to back to back for like hours, bro. That shit used to be the best thing.
Although the early partnership with YouTube again helped send VEVO's stats soaring, behind the scenes, it quietly introduced a new contradiction that was far more significant than any analytic. However,
Really?
before this same contradiction would destroy VEVO as we knew it, in the meantime, controversy surrounding them had already been stacking up. As it turns out, VEVO's rise to the top came at a price. Like some of you might remember, back when VEVO first joined hands with YouTube, launching all of his new artist channels also meant that they had to wipe away a lot of artists' previous uploads, and combined with some footage lost forever.
Damn.
Back in an age when anything over like 1 million views was considered viral, due to the launch of VEVO, artists such as Lady Gaga were then forced to watch her videos with tens of millions of views, reset back to 0.
That's fucking
In fact,
crazy, bro.
For this reason, today you'll notice that some of Lady Gaga's early videos, such as Poker Face, include this little sentence in the description: YouTube view count pre-VEVO. But, with critics waiting patiently for the company to make their next slip up, then arrived this night here, during VEVO's event at the Sundance Festival.
Take a look at that TV. This is an NFL playoff game being broadcast on ESPN. Notice anything unusual? There. That's a logo for tutele.tv, a Spanish language live streaming site that looks a little, shall we say, sketchy. That football game was being pirated. And not just on that TV either. It was actually being shown throughout the bar. So just to recap, VEVO is owned by the record companies.
Yeah.
The record companies have tried to sue people into oblivion over piracy. And yet VEVO is showing a pirated video stream at its event. That's hypocrisy, folks.
You may be thinking that
No,
this is
facts.
just being petty, and if we're being real, who hasn't sailed the high seas before? Especially for stuff like that recent Conor McGregor fight. At the same time though, this was still not a great look for VEVO's brand. However, at least as it appeared, these early haters did not faze them at all. And after reaching an estimated $250 million in revenue by 2013, these numbers would then catch the attention of one other interested buyer.
Even a casual observer can see Facebook and VEVO definitely like each other, but sources tell CNET the two companies might upgrade their status to in a relationship. Facebook would stream VEVO's music videos natively, cutting the YouTube middleman, and the two companies would sell ads and share in the profits.
That's, bro, how hungry can you be for money? No, like, dead ass. How fucking hungry do you need to fucking be? There's no way you need all that fucking money in the fucking world. You're already getting paid from the records being sold. You want to get paid from the videos being distributed, like being released and shit. You want to get paid from a third company that's also want to give you more money because they think you're being fucking underballed by whatever videos you did, like releasing on YouTube. Like, how much money do you fucking need to be like, just let it be? Just like leave it alone. Like, it's all right. It's all good. We get in profit. They even if you give them $1 trillion to every one of these motherfuckers, they will still ask for your money. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They will still somehow, some way make like what's that shit called again? I forgot. But just make you pay for bullshit, bro. Like, these companies will never stop asking for money, no matter how much you give.
Facebook about having deeper ties.
We want to do more video premieres. We want to host live events inside of Facebook. So these are all areas that I think we'll grow into over time with them.
Despite talk of a potential deal with Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook, instead VEVO remained loyal and chose to renew their distribution deal with YouTube in 2013, allowing all their copyrighted music videos to remain on both sites. Yet this new agreement also required something else, for Google to directly invest in VEVO.
Oh,
and,
shit.
although the exact numbers were never disclosed, we made an investment in VEVO, YouTube issued in a statement. We are excited by their future prospects and to provide YouTube users with the best possible music experience.
So we saw that a vast majority of the world wanted to go to YouTube in order to get music programming. So it made perfect sense for us to figure out how to work with them. So they're a great partner of ours.
On the surface, you're probably thinking that this was a massive victory for VEVO. They secured funding from literally Google and kept access to YouTube's enormous audience. But behind closed doors, this suddenly raised a much darker concern.
The
Was
fuck
Google
happened now?
seriously investing in VEVO to help them grow? Or was this YouTube's secret plan all along? to slowly phase VEVO into nothing more than a distributor for their own platform? Ever since day one, VEVO honestly failed to realize this one crucial flaw. Their entire business model contradicted itself. Because, I mean, just think about it. On one hand, they would always claim to want VEVO.com to become a major destination of its own. Meanwhile, VEVO's whole library again remained available on YouTube, a site where, unlike VEVO, millions of fans had already been using with registered accounts. So, if viewers can now watch the exact same music videos right here on YouTube, then why on earth would we ever want to bother leaving for VEVO's own website? To me, that feels like common sense, and I'm guessing you guys will agree. But unfortunately, it wasn't so obvious.
Well, he sounds so like emotionless, like that. But like, bro, sounds like he has no emotion. Like he's letting us know some informational shit. Like he keeping it a buck, he keeping it real. But brother is not showing no emotion. Like I guess you guys can see, they just realizing that it never mattered. Making VEVO videos and posting them on VEVO, that wasn't really much different than just doing it on YouTube. Brother's showing no emotion, no joy, no sadness, no annoyance. He's just calm, cool, and collected, I guess.
To VEVO, because for years they just continued pouring time, money, and resources into trying to compete and push viewers over to their own platform, trying nonstop to reinvent the wheel. They even came up with this one idea, which was called VEVO TV, where basically like the old MTV, VEVO TV was a 24-hour loop of music videos streaming exclusively on their website. However, this idea did not last long at all. And similarly, neither did VEVO's next CEO.
I looked at a lot of opportunities, and then the VEVO opportunity was presented to me. And at first, I must admit, I was skeptical, because I heard all the things that you had heard. You just have to do a bit of research, and you go, okay. So before taking the job, I wrote a long memo to the board and said, here's the strategy. If you guys agree with this strategy, I'm all in.
Back in 2016, thanks to the rise and evolution of streaming, the music industry was drastically changing once again. Thus, VEVO decided it was time for a change too, opting to name this guy Eric Huggers as their second CEO, who was a former executive at Verizon.
Really? What the fuck?
Rather than doubling down on YouTube distribution, which was clearly VEVO's strength, Eric Huggers had big plans to take the brand elsewhere, and more specifically, launch a new VEVO subscription service.
And so we think that one of the important things, and you hear this throughout the industry, that the move towards subscription, a more premium product, that's something we're very...
How much premium do you want? Like, the website is premium, the videos are premium, they added a fucking subscription, so then you could understand that this shit is premium because you're paying for it. The fuck difference would it make if we go on YouTube and watch that shit for free? And at some point, somebody might fucking just screen record whatever the fuck, or download the video and just post it on a whole different website and watch. They're gonna call that shit pirating, but it's literally the same shit.
Very interested in and very much, working towards.
If you ask me, it's kind of hard to blame this guy for wanting to try and innovate under both the pressure of being a new CEO, not to mention in a crucial time period where take DatPiff as a perfect example, which I already covered in a previous video. It felt as if you either had to adapt or get left behind in the dust. It's going to be a very exciting 12, 24, and 36 months, VEVO's new CEO told Billboard. The ambition is just going to go up. However, little did Mr. Huggers here know that he wouldn't even last 36 months. Yet, I suppose he did do one good thing. With their new management team in charge, in 2016, VEVO was able to secure their final Infinity Stone of record partners, announcing a new deal with Warner Music, the home of global stars like Bruno Mars and Ed Sheeran.
Well, just explain to us, give us a sense of scale. How big is this thing?
Yeah, VEVO, we do about 17 billion videos a month now. And
people watch 17 billion music videos.
A month. 17 billion times a month that VEVO water...
What? Why? How? You heard what he said, 17 billion with a B?
Mark shows up on 17 billion times a month. That VEVO watermark shows up on all these different devices. So there's something to be said there. And so in a nutshell, I think what we're going to be doing over the next 3 to 5 years is, number one, invest very, very heavily in product, design, and engineering.
Claiming that they pull billions per month and with ambitious plans for the future, don't get me wrong, simply by seeing their total numbers here, they look impressive. But keep in mind the reality. VEVO had built their entire empire on land owned by Google, and those billions of views, which they would constantly brag about, were not actually coming strictly from VEVO's platform, but instead, like for Nicki Minaj's Anaconda, which would shatter the world record for most views on a music video in the first 24 hours, very few of those viewers were watching anywhere outside of YouTube. That is, whether the CEO wanted to admit it or not.
One reason is I think a lot of people think of you
Told
as an
you,
outgrowth
YouTube.
of YouTube and Google because most of that consumption is happening on YouTube, correct?
YouTube is a very large part of our distribution. They're a very large partner of it. But
What percent of those 17 billion video views are happening at YouTube?
we don't break down the actual
It's a
percentage,
majority, right?
But it's a good chunk. It's a fair bit.
Straight up lying here, because I can guarantee they did indeed break down this important business number. Regardless, a fair
For a business that goes for like quality, there's a lot of calculations that go to it. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you saying that we never really did that in the third, you're fucking lying. Shout out to bro for saying it too, but like you're dead ass lying. You've done the calculations and you fucking realize that no matter what you do on the app, if you had a subscription or not, YouTube is fucking free. Free 99. You can watch it there. Why the hell would you?
bit is putting it very lightly. But with this considered, although their revenue had been growing each year to the tune of nearly $650 million per year, what about VEVO's overall take-home profit? You see, the majority of VEVO's generated revenue needed to be shared among YouTube, labels, publishers, and artists only to scratch the surface. Therefore, when payday rolled around, VEVO and their website were not really pocketing much at all. Believe it or not, it wasn't actually until 2017 when VEVO broke even as a company for
What? VEVO is reported to have generated around $650 million in revenue in 2017 based on around 300 billion views, enough for the company to break even. It's said that most of that income comes as a result of YouTube ad dollars, which again makes the point that a new syndication deal with YouTube will ultimately be more profitable than having VEVO trying to duplicate the effort. Literally, like, brother, what are you, like, what?
the first time. And once more, to no surprise, most of that income came from YouTube. However, despite having carried VEVO into the green for the first time, 2017 was the same year when their second CEO resigned. Then, if making another top leadership change during these years wasn't hard enough, be careful what you wish for. 1 year later, the mess got dirtier. In 2018, VEVO was the victim of their largest online hack, resulting in first the titles on VEVO's music videos, including Despacito, one of the most viewed uploads in YouTube history, which was renamed to this, the codenames of the apparent hackers. Before then, VEVO's catalog was temporarily wiped off the site.
YouTube videos, their titles has been changed. As you see, this is Hello by Adele, hacked by
Y'all fucking with Adele? Fuck y'all. Hacked by bullshit and bullshitter. Like, what the fuck?
Kerwas SH. Great. This is Maroon 5, Sugar, hacked by Kerwas. This is Post Malone, Psycho.
Now, this hack itself in 2018 was not what delivered VEVO's final knockout blow, yet more vulnerable than ever and with hope fading fast. 1 month later was when VEVO officially surrendered. In May of 2018, VEVO waved the white flag and finally admitted what had
VEVO to shutter its apps and website in coming weeks. Holy shit.
been obvious since 2009, announcing the shutdown of both their consumer website and mobile apps. Going forward, VEVO will remain focused on engaging the biggest audiences and pursuing growth opportunities. Our catalog of premium music videos will continue to reach a growing audience on YouTube. After spending nearly a decade trying to separate themselves from the king of videos, this decision marked a total shift in VEVO's strategy because rather than competing, in 2018 VEVO was now putting nearly all their eggs into YouTube's basket to serve as strictly a distributor. However, combined with the redesigned YouTube music streaming platform in 2018 likely playing a role too, whether artists wanted to or not, as a result of VEVO's shutdown announcement, this led to YouTube merging artists' previous VEVO accounts together with their own channels. So, for example, let's say if you were subscribed to Taylor Swift's VEVO channel, you'd still be subbed to this merged one now. And yo, real quick, that reminds me, I'd love it if you guys would hit that subscribe button on my channel if you're enjoying this video.
Shout out to 1111, man.
This meant that artists would see bigger overall reach, and that, quote, these changes will impact all partners.
Hold on. YouTube says the consolidation of music artist subscribers means they will get a bigger overall reach. They also will be able to use YouTube features like community posts, mobile live streaming, and ticketing. Still, the move will effectively eliminate VEVO branding in the channel names. The YouTube rep added that these changes will impact all music partners equally. A VEVO rep declined to comment.
Equally. Yet, besides a VEVO rep declining to comment, the truth is YouTube effectively eliminated VEVO's branding as we knew it, leading to today countless fans forgetting that they existed. However,
I remember.
Is it really right to call VEVO a failure? While VEVO may have fallen short of becoming the next YouTube or Netflix, to call the company a total failure would also be wrong. Believe it or not, VEVO indeed still exists and continues to serve as the verified distributor for the world's top record labels, including new releases by stars such as Drake's Janice Shut the F Up.
Again, where most people know us from, we are the largest music video network. We distribute music videos on behalf of our label partners to YouTube, where we help both promote and monetize them.
Okay.
As their website states, with more than 1 million videos from artists of all levels and genres, VEVO still maintains the largest network of music on YouTube. For over a decade, fans have come to recognize the VEVO logo as a verified indicator of premium original content from the artists they love.
I think if we're really honest and look in the mirror, we say, gosh, we're a watermark. We're a watermark on a third-party player. But it's a watermark that's very meaningful. It's a watermark that has values such as official and quality.
Yeah.
People search for it and say, that's the official quality version. Most brands would probably give a left arm and a right leg for those sorts of values.
In the end, while taking down YouTube was a fight they were never going to win, what VEVO did.
What is sad is that they wanted to go against and separate themselves from YouTube so bad, but they didn't really listen to the people. Like how many people had to tell VEVO the watermark is just fine. Why does it need to be a fucking battle against YouTube? Like, I'm just wondering, like, who in their right mind in VEVO kept saying, no, we finna be different from YouTube. We're definitely completely different from YouTube. Why can't you just be a logo of quality? Something that people, like you said, look for and be like, that's it. This the original, you know what I'm saying, music video. This the audio. This then the third. Like, why you gotta be so fucking money hungry, bro? It's just these corporations piss me off, because it just shows, like, it fucking shows.
Do was build the name so valuable that artists still Photoshop their logo just to fake some credibility. However,
Really?
when it comes to the battle of building music's next great platform, VEVO's biggest partner was ultimately the reason their biggest dream failed.
These are fucking crazy clips. These are crazy thumbnails. What the fuck? What the hell are you doing 11/11?